second half of back-to-backs and just what were some of the issues in the start tonight?
Well, I mean, it was just, it was a night where, their chances went in the first, our chances didn't. And so then you're just digging yourself out of a hole that's difficult to dig out of. I actually, we probably had more quality chances for than we did last night, especially in that first part, and probably gave up similar stuff, and they went in and ours didn't. And that's hockey. I don't like the too many men on the ice. That's a very, very correctable mistake. So we just got to make sure we look at that, because I thought at that point you still have a chance. You're trying to dig your way, and then they score on that, and then it's really, really hard. So, that was it.
What do you think happened on the too many men?
We made a mistake.
I know in the back-to-backs you're maybe a little tired of being asked about that, but do you know what it is in terms of the preparation or the mentality for the second halves?
Two things I'd say. I'm not tired about being asked for it. I think we should be asked for it. The second thing is, again, it was a night. It was a night where I can't sit here and say to you, like when we played Buffalo, we played Anaheim, and we got outplayed grossly early. I think the puck went in for them and it didn't go in for us on our chances. So we need to make sure, just fundamentally, I still think we need to improve a lot defensively, just so that you're not even giving those up. That's one fundamentally, and that way you just never risk that you have to chase the game. But that's just as a group, we got to get better at that, whether it's structure or just individual fundamentals. But so to me, it was a little bit different than some of those other back-to-backs, to be honest with you.
What went into taking Spencer out and then bringing him back in?
Well, I took him out because I didn't think he quite had it the way, and so it's just one of those nights where let's get Sody in there at that point. We'd call a timeout. You're kind of exhausting your opportunities to change the momentum of the game. Putting him back in was a chance to, he had whatever. We had the Christmas break, and I wanted to just get him more game time when he went back in there, get him ready for the next one.
Good to get Foligno back tonight.
Yeah, it was good. I thought Fliggy actually played pretty good, to be honest with you. Like, I thought for, a guy who missed significant time, I thought he played pretty good. He's just a really smart, strong player. And so he knows, how to win pucks, how to defend well, how to go to the net, he just knows how to play hockey. That's why he's played for such a long period of time. It's been a real positive player.
How do you evaluate the third line with Green, Moore, and Lardis tonight?
I thought they played, pretty good. I thought, they had obviously an elite chance in the first there. Greener hits the post. I thought overall they played pretty good. I think they're not getting the match that, like a Dickinson's line's getting. Dickinson had Crosby all night, so that's a harder match. So then, I think if we put them in those situations that are favorable, they have opportunities to have success. But I thought that's probably the best overall game I think that line's played for me.
How you try to utilize them on the second power play unit, adding Doc into the mix as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're just obviously, our PP, we had 2 in the first and didn't score, so we got to find a way to. I thought we created some chances, so I don't want to make it a bigger deal than it is. It wasn't like we didn't create anything, but we do got to find a way to score more on the power play. It's a hard league to score 5-on-5 on a consistent basis.
I guess what do you say to Spence tonight, and I guess the team in general, when things go south at FS?
Well, I just told them, listen, like for sure it's hard. Is it hard? 100%. We're going through a little hard stretch right now. But I actually really like this group, and I like who they are as people. I like who they are as competitors. I like who they are as hockey players, and I like the potential in the group even for the rest of this season. We got to grind through this. Yes, is this what any of us want to go through? No, but that's. I was going to say that's effing life, but that's life. You could hear it out my kids here. That's life, man. You gotta grind, and it's not. It doesn't always go the way you want it. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We got to continue to work together. But I am pumped to go work with this group tomorrow and try to get better for the next game.
You talk so much about process, and is it important for them not to be looking in the standings right now, and that's where the focus has to be, is that process?
For sure, I think honestly that's kind of what we talked about from day one. We've never, I don't think, maybe once or twice even talked about the standings, to be honest with you. Like, the reality is we just got to focus on getting better, and we got to focus on our continued improvement here from a day-to-day basis. And you know, I've said this before, but I'm a big believer. There's nothing you can do about tonight. You got to go move forward tomorrow. You got to learn from mistakes and then move forward. You can get better tomorrow, and that's the way we'll continue to look at it.
Have they been pretty locked in that regard?
I think so. You know, you'd have to ask them, obviously, but I think so. Like, I think it's a group that's, you know, like I said, I really, really enjoy working with this group. They want to get better. They want to improve. They don't want to go through this. They aren't passing the buck. They aren't. They're looking in the mirror and saying, you know, individually we got to get better, and as a group we got to get better. That's the way they've approached it.
I know it's been a long way for you.
Yeah.
How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I was excited to get back with the group, obviously. And you hate being away, especially, you know, with some of the injuries we had after, and, you know, just wanting to help this group move forward. So you do your best you can with when being out, but, you know, it's nice to get back and get healthy. So I give the trainers and everybody a lot of credit for getting me back.
It seemed like the group, maybe a mix of rest from the holiday, a long day yesterday with travel, game,
Yeah.
everything, or, you know, just...
Nah, I don't
what do
really.
you don't- Okay.
I can't. Like, I just don't think, you know, if anything, that was yesterday's game that you can make those. I just don't think we're a team that needs to be making excuses. I think we're a team that needs to just find ways to get better, you know, and I think that's the most frustrating part for us is probably there's a lot to love about this group, you know, and I think that's where we expect more out of ourselves. And I think the coaching staff is just like, you know, they want to see us get that mindset and understanding of how we need to play in these moments, right? And it seems to be a problem right now where we're not handling these back-to-backs the way we need to. And you know, that's probably more between the years. I think there's a lot that we are, you know, we're well conditioned, we're well prepared by the coaching staff. So I think it comes down as a man to just the pride and understanding of how to play a defensive mind game sometimes when you're on a back-to-back in situational play. So but it's hard because it's you know, this is an encouraging group. As weird as that is to say, it is. It's a team that, you know, you get down on because you see when it's there and what it can be, and then you have these moments where it not frustrates you, but it just disappoints you a little bit. But that's where we're at right now, right? We're learning how to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're finally a team that's kind of past the just trying to figure out who we are. Now we're trying to learn how to win with what we have, and this is the unfortunate part sometimes where you hit a little hiccups along the way, and we have to be better.
Does the focus remain on winning? I know the playoffs have kind of slipped out of, you know, our grasp since you've been gone, but does this group right now, especially without Connor and Frank, need just the focus on the process, and I guess, is what's important change at all?
I think even when Connor and Frank were in, the process was always the focus, and I think it gave us the results, right? And yeah, okay, we have different personnel in, but the process should almost stay the same, if not, you know, get a little bit sharper. And that's where I think you look at yesterday's game against a team that you could argue is the best in the Western Conference, and our details and our habits. And yeah, okay, our goaltending was really good, but we also found ways to get momentum back when we didn't have it, or keep momentum when we had it, and go into a tough environment and get a win. So it's the Jekyll and Hyde a little bit, right, that we're dealing with. And I think for us, it's staying the course. It's understanding that the process will prevail. The process will allow us to become a winning team. And yeah, it's not fun, and, you know, it stinks in front of, you know, 20,000 fans tonight to not have a better effort. But that is kind of the where we're at with the group that we have, right? We're still young in some areas and inexperienced, and it shows in those moments. And it's not an excuse, it's just the reality. And then I think that's where our coaching staff and our understanding as a group is like, if we process focus, a lot of that goes away. A lot of that inexperience gets made up for. And I think we just have to understand that and really like sink into that in those moments. Like tonight where, all right, you're coming back. We don't have a ton of experience on back-to-backs. All right, let's just be really dialed in on our defensive side, make sure we're clearing out the front of the net, make sure we're doing all the little things to get our game going. And then all of a sudden our plays come to life. And you know, that just wasn't the case today. We allowed a lot of plays around the net, and they make you pay. That's a good team over there. So that's where we can learn and get better. But it's not to get down and say, oh boy, here we go again. It's just, all right, catch ourselves and let's get back to work.
How are you feeling, and how did you feel out there?
I felt good. Yeah, I mean, I feel good. You just try to come back and make an impact, and you know, and then, you know, it stinks to be in a game like that tonight. You know, to be honest with you, you get amped up to get back, and then it kind of goes south really quick. But I've been in enough of these where you know, enough playing time where you understand how you have to impact the team and the game, and so you just try to go out there and do your job. And I think it's a good lesson for probably everybody.
You got a goal.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less about that, to be honest with you. It's just nice to get in and start impacting the game again. You know, that's what my focus is to be reliable for these guys and be reliable for the coaching staff. So in situations that I can help out in, I can. And you know, I felt like I was, you know, I'm getting back to that. And you know, one game I'm not going to really judge myself on. It's just nice to get back and get rolling here.
What was happening there in that first period? What were some of the issues that led to that start?
Yeah, I think, in the D zone, I mean, we've been really trying to kind of focus on that. I think it got away from us a little bit, just little details, and I think it slips quick, right? So, yeah.
On the second half of the back-to-backs, it's obviously been a challenge. Do you have any idea what the issue is?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not an excuse either, right? So I think we've definitely got to kind of look into it and try to figure it out. I mean, maybe it's a young group. We're kind of trying to figure it out. Tired legs, mentally fatigued. Just trying to grow from it.
Is this part of the maturing process, trying to figure that out?
I think so, yeah.
How nice was it to get Foligno back? I know he's been a presence here the entire time, but just to get him back on the ice, back on the bench.
Yeah, he's a stabilizing kind of guy where he comes in and even in the locker room on the ice, he's kind of the core of our team, so that's big.